Hello adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are at the Lakeside Forest Wilderness Area in Branson, and we're going for a little bit of a hike. Now this is one of my favorite hikes here in the Branson area because it actually goes down a set of stairs, and the stairs have a cool story which I'll tell you in just a few minutes. But for now we have a little ways to meander down a path to get there. Now at the beginning of the trail there's this little map, and it tells us a little bit more about the trail system here. There are several trails you can go on. We're going to be going on the Bluff Trail, but we're actually going to take the Owen Drive Trail, which is a straight route inward to get there because that's where the stairs are. And so we're going to go right along this way. Now I've been out here a couple times before and I have done all of the different trails, but I like to do this specific route because it gives you kind of the best of all worlds and also keeps you in a fairly simple trail to get to the stairs themselves, which are the real exercise. So with that said, I'll show you what it looks like, and then when we get to the stairs again, I have a cool story for you guys. This one's going to be a fun one today, guys. Walking along this path today, I've seen a few people out here hiking, but it's not too crazy. But this is a nice wide open expanse trail. It is a little bit muddy though, nothing too crazy, but again, so far easy. Not ADA accessible easy, but easy. We've almost arrived to where we're going to be turning off toward the stairs, but you can see kind of stone structures along this area. Believe it or not, there used to be a homestead out here, and there was a large rock wall which would surround the entire homestead area. We'll see a little bit more of that as we get up the trail, but this is the first indicator right here. Now the reason I love coming out to this trail system is because again, you can kind of interconnect and kind of meander around in a variety of different things. But at the very top here is where the homestead was, and you can still see some of the outbuildings and some of the signs for what exactly existed here at one place. So before we head down, we're gonna go check out a little bit of this. Now before us on this property, there used to be a home that looked exactly like this. This was the Winchester family's home from 1911, and Wilbur and Fanny Winchester actually purchased the land, which is currently known as the Lakeside Forest Wilderness Area, from Eli W. Berry in the 1900s. Now this area was actually developed by the family before they even had Lake Taneycomo, which we'll be able to see in just a few moments, before Table Rock Dam existed, before all of that. And it was said to be a vacation home at the time. But it's kind of interesting to see the property itself, and there's a lot more that we can learn from this as we kind of walk around. So let's go explore. Like this right here, it shows that Dr. Lyle Irwin actually ended up purchasing the 140 acres from the Winchesters in 1943 for approximately $14 an acre. Now he was only 27 years old whenever he did this, and he was a professor at the University of Tulsa and would later retire here in the 1970s, where he stayed until he was 92 years old. Now his improvements to the property are the ones that we can primarily see around today. The stone masonry walls, the flower beds, things like that, those were all things that he did as little improvement projects to show his love and affection for his wife. But the stairs that we're going to be taking today, there's approximately 340 of them, and he made them just wide enough where he and Mary could walk down and get the most excellent views of this area together, hand in hand. And I've always thought that that's just a really cool story as to why he would have selected this particular size. But it's just really endearing to know the story behind it. And as we kind of walk around, and see a few more of the other signs and buildings and things, keep that in mind. Lyle was a family man. He really cared for his family and always wanted to provide for them, but this was their dream, to be able to look out over the Ozarks and see the beauty and majesty of the waters below and the hills in the distance. And I think that's pretty cool. Now, it's also been said that up until just before his passing, Lyle would walk into town to go pick up his groceries and come back out here. And he was a man who believed that you didn't have to have all of the fancy things all the time. And so he really appreciated the things that were around him and enjoyed this piece of land in such a unique way. After his passing, this became a public space for everyone to be able to come out and enjoy just the way that he and his family had done. So with that, let's go explore a little bit more of the property before we head down those significant stairs. Throughout the property, we continue to see signs like these with beautiful, loving memories of Lyle's family. In fact, here we find Stella Owen, which was his mother, sitting in one of the gardens on Mother's Day in 1963. But you can also see the cistern where the rainwater was collected, and also how they did chicken raising in one of the little buildings as well. In fact, a wall like this surrounds everything. And as you can see, this is not a small wall. This is over chest height for me, and this is how tall that the vast majority of the wall is around the property. You can also see that each piece would have been laid in there uniquely to fit it together like a little puzzle. So this was something that took a considerable amount of time, but all of the resources used in the wall were actually sourced from this area. And in some areas over time, the wall has in fact fallen, but for the most part, it still encompasses this entirety of the yard region here. And you can see all of the work that would have been committed to this project over time. Now, the home that Lyle and his family lived in is no more. And so whenever we come here, it's just a mere footprint of the property itself that brought them so many memories over the years. But I do appreciate that they still provide us all of the information through the signage, because it does help us get a better understanding of what life in the Ozarks during that time would have been. Times have changed a lot since Lyle first purchased this land for $14 an acre. Now only a short throw away, you're finding places on 76 Boulevard, which this property kind of backs up to, for millions, and they're just a little postage stamp. But Lyle and his family withstood the test of time and called this home for many, many years as modern conveniences started to surround them and encompass them. And I think that that's a pretty neat story. But now we're ready to take on those stairs. And this is where the real hiking comes in. Because you know what they say, 340 steps down means 340 steps that we're gonna have to take back up in a little bit. So let's go. I hope you're ready for the challenge. Of course, down never looks hard, so off we go. Now along this direction, you can actually see another trail that spurs off in that direction, but we are going to be going down this way. And there's another connector that goes over here. So altogether, there are 3 different places you can go in this direction. Again, we're going down. Well, we've gone down 100, 238 to go. And also there's a notice that that trail ends in 3,500 feet. So this is an interesting one, guys. Look at this, guys. Along the stairs, which are right over here, there's this little cave area. And in this cave area, they could have hidden out during the Civil War. Really cool. definitely something very interesting. It goes quite a ways back in there too. I just don't know if I want to be going up in there by myself, you know? When I travel solo, I try to make calculated risks. Stairs are calculated. Caves, not so much. We got a few more stairs to go, and it's starting to warm up out here today. Whew! It's going to be a fun trip back out. Now this is actually really cool. It says begun August 5th, 1937, finished August 10th, 1938. And you can see the names here of the Lyle Owens, Dale Owens, it looks like a Lane Owens, Max Owens. Very cool. This is really neat. I saw another one up a little ways where they had also edged something in, but it's peeling up just a little bit from wear over the years. But this is almost 100 years old. How cool is that? Now from this staircase, there's a trail that goes in this direction to get a little closer to the water with a few more steps down that you can take. Or you can move along the ridgeline like we're gonna do today to see something pretty cool and spectacular. There's no wrong way to see this place though. You have Lake Taneycomo right in front of you. Beautiful forest around you. It's pretty awesome. Here it is, guys. During the rainy season, this forms a waterfall, which then trickles into a pool and down this direction into Lake Taneycomo. Right now, it's the drier season, and this creates an interesting place to kind of walk around and see the beauty of this area and all of the different layers that go into the mountains. It's pretty awesome to be out here. Kind of echoes a little bit. You can see where the moisture just kind of holds onto the ground. And if we were to keep going past this, there's actually another cave. And just to put it into perspective, average feet going into this area. Look at this, it's just huge. It makes me feel very, very small. It's beautiful though. Don't worry, we're not going to stop here. We're going to explore out there just a little bit, but I kind of wanted to set the tone for you guys just to kind of understand this expanse and then also how cool it is. But I love doing things like this because even though the down was not that bad, we got to learn a little bit of history and get some brain wrinkles, and then we had a nice brisk walk. And then we're going to do the trudge out in just a little while, which that part's not going to be so fun. But at the same time, this has been spectacular and a great way to kind of get the blood moving in the morning. So again, this is one of my favorite places to come and hike in the Branson area. And well, let's just go explore a little bit more before we head up. Okay, I think you can see why this is cool, just to kind of get out there and explore. Again, don't come here if it's been raining. It's really, really wet, but nice refreshing stop. Now, the trudge back up. I'm just gonna take my time. I'm gonna take one flight of stairs, take a few breaths, one flight of stairs, take a few breaths, and well, it's gonna take me a minute, but it'll be okay. It'll be fine. But like all good things, an adventure starts with a single step. Okay, we're back to where we began on this ridge line, so now it's time to go up the stairs. There's a few people ahead of me, so that gives me hope. I can kind of see their progress. Again, I've done this before, and I just take it one flight at a time, take a breath, and then one flight at a time, and everything's okay. But there's a few signs along the way that kind of give you a heads up as to how much further that you have, and while that is also helpful, it also is almost like a laugh in your face as you're going, oh, I haven't done as many as I thought. So there's no need to count. It will let you know how many more you have to go. Up we go, and let the party begin. I've also found that the handrails, although they aren't on every flight, in the flights that they are, they're super helpful because as you're tired, it's harder so you can grab on. Okay. 98 steps, that's all I've done. Wow, feels like way more. Almost to our next set of stairs. Okay, one super large one down, and now I'm off to these, which you can see, they're not all like that bad, but there's every so often one that's kind of deteriorating, so you have like a bump, and it's kind of steep on this set especially. Not every set is as steep as the next, but this one is long and steep and goes on and on and on. So by the time I get to the top, taking another breath. And as we get here 100 up, we just did 238 down. Wow. Okay, this is the last set right here. Yay! Oh, we made it. I'm gonna breathe a little bit and then head back to the van. There's the van, we made it. Okay guys, we made it back to the van. That was a great hike. Remember, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time, and sometimes just hearing a cool story and then exploring a new area is definitely that. Till next time guys, I'm gonna go find some food. I'm starving. I'll see you later. Bye!